goals a few weeks ago in 2 games. Not that he have 2 assists. Do you feel it's more of a comfort level having you play out wing than it is in the midfield?
My role is just different. I get in more dangerous spots. Like today, I was kind of running just on the wing and try to just a little cutback. I'm at the end line, just cutting the balls back, laying it off for Miguel or whoever follows. It just gives me a chance to get in more dangerous spots. I think sometimes, or a lot more often, I'd say. But yeah, it's just today was a pretty good, I think.
Jason?
Can you speak a little bit about that goal where you won the ball in the final third, cross it to Almiron and you scored? Can you talk about the importance of keeping that pressure up even if it looks like you're not going to win the ball back?
I actually didn't think. I actually thought that Jeff was going to either play me short or was going to play to tie out wide. So I didn't know he was going to. As soon as I saw him play the big ball, I just went for it. Just took a chance, and it worked out at the end. I just won the ball. I actually was afraid that the ref blew the whistle, and because the fans got so loud, I couldn't really hear anything. But thank God I just kept playing, and Miguel made a good run, and he was open, so I just gave it to him, and he finished it off.
Jason, can you pass it over here to the right? Jake, you on the right.
Thanks, Jake McDonald, Core 360 Sports. The game was totally different from your game. How did you see it going in from the start of the game? What did you change at the start of the game to get it going?
You mean to the change to the other New York game?
Yeah,
to the
from the
from the
previous
first game.
game.
Okay. We knew we had to change things because when we went there, we kind of lost our way, how we wanted to play, and today it was very important that we stuck to the way we want to play, and we watched a lot of video of that game. We knew what we had to do today to kind of to come out and be on top of them and win the game, and I think we did a very, very good job of executing that game plan and winning that battle.
Does that include getting back on defense and just cutting off those midfielders?
It was more of for us having the ball. Trying out the back and not playing so many long balls, and kind of then you just have to fight for the second ball. So we kind of want to eliminate that today because they're a very good team. Still in the midfield, they win a lot of those balls, and then we had. Early on we just had 3 chances to put the game away, kind of 3-0.
Doug?
You changed positions several times at Providence, and now you're on your 3rd or 4th different position with Atlanta United. What is the key when you keep getting moved around to effectively doing that job for that game? What do you focus on most?
It's more of like what the coach wants me to do in the different roles. My roles, I've changed, like you said, 3 or 4 times now, and I've gotten good instruction from our coaching staff where they help me like get accustomed to that new position quickly, and so I know what they want from me in those positions. And like I said, I think I'm a versatile player that coming in, and I knew that I was maybe going to get moved around a little bit, and I just take it on. I don't see it as negative. That's probably a big thing as well, that I'm staying positive of, all right, now I play all right, no big deal, it's just do your job and play well. So, yeah.
Pass the mic third row there, Kevin.
Kevin, Emery Wheel, you talked about the different roles that you've taken on. Today it seemed like you were really sort of an enforcer on the team, a guy who could really be strong on the ball and take it, especially in that goal scenario. Is that a role that you see kind of you taking, especially with this team amongst these players? Is that something you see yourself as, a niche maybe that you can take amongst these players?
You obviously try and find your role within the other guys as well. And I think I am midfielder, I think naturally, central midfielder, a little bit, but which means that I think I want the ball to my feet. I want the game sometimes in front of me, which I don't have so often on the wing. But I'm confident on the ball. I think I want to have the ball to my feet sometimes as well. But I'm also very different to Jamil, I think, where he sometimes only gets the ball with the player in his back, which I'm not the best at, I'd say. It's different kind of things that set me apart from other players, and that you just find your way within the system and within the team.
Back to Doug.
Any theories on why y'all score so many goals in such a short period of time? You did it against Chicago, Minnesota, Houston, here now, and there's one other that I've forgotten about.
I don't know if there's a secret to it. We just obviously try score, as often as possible, and as many chances you get. Every chance you get, you try and score. Today we get three shots on goal and we score 3 goals. You know, it's just like I said, it's just getting in those dangerous spots and creating those chances so that we have the opportunities of getting more goals. And then when a day like today, when it happens, it's obviously it works out perfect.
Last one, Jake.
When you're playing ahead by such a large margin, is it tougher, especially when you score so early, is it tougher to keep your mind in the game, to stay focused and not let up?
I think we made a big point of emphasis at halftime about that the first 10, 15, 20 minutes will be key to the game, to winning the game. Because if they score a goal early in the second half, I think it would have been a lot tighter at the end of the game. I think we had a very good press coming out of the half where they couldn't really get anything going in our final third or in our half even, and that kind of killed their momentum and killed their willingness to just go for it again. You know, because I mean the fans are as important in a game like that as well, where they play a ball out of bounds and everybody's screaming, you know, like it makes a difference as a player. And I mean today we did a very good job of taking their life out of them. And
Thanks, guys. Carlos Buccaneer will be next.
Thank you. I think your designated players are now 1, 2, and 3 on the team in goals scored. Is this, I mean, those signings working out even better than you expected?
Look, I mean, we're very happy with how they're playing. It's also a long season, but you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the guys around them as well. So, you know, we've had a couple good games in a row. Obviously, Miguel's come out of his shell a little bit. Had a few solid games back to back, propelling us forward. But this is what you need in this league: is your top players to perform, and these guys are doing that right now.
Jake here on the right.
Yep. Certainly, the last 2 games at home, winning them was great. But you're about to get. When should we expect your injured player to come off the injury list and get out and play again?
Talking about Joseph.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing very well. Look, he's back in training, and now that's up to the medical staff with our coaching staff working together to manage his minutes. And it's more about fitness with these guys when you're out for so long. It's just catching your wind. So he's good. Everything else is good. It's just getting them fit and ready to be able to contribute minutes.
Over there on the right, Sydney. Or excuse me, the left.
Carlos, Sydney Hunt, Dirty South Soccer in SB Nation. Tina scored 7 goals in 2 matches. Is the idea going forward just if it ain't broke, don't fix it, or are you always trying to make adjustments moving forward?
I think you're always trying to make little adjustments, you know, going on the road, playing at home, who your opponent is. But, you know, the main goal, the overall objective for us is to play attacking soccer and push and score goals. And I think you see with the formations we put out, the players that we have, you know, coach is doing a good job getting them in those formations to be successful. And at the moment, like we spoke about earlier, our top players are performing.
Left-hand side, Kyle, then Payson.
Kyle Tate, CBS Radio. Having seen what Julian Gressel's done on the right wing and seeing what Tito Villalba's done up top, now once Joseph Martinez does come back, how does that kind of change things tactically in terms of the lineup?
Yeah, that's going to be a question for Tata overall, but I think the great thing from a club perspective is that it's a very, very difficult decision he's going to have to make, which is better for us because it creates competition out there on the field for the lineup.
Payson Schwinn, MLSsoccer.com. Can you speak to the importance of building the team's confidence? I mean, coming off that loss against NYCFC in Yankee Stadium, do you think it's going to build their confidence having come back and beat them by the same score and showcase a little bit how, you know, how dangerous they can be?
Yeah, you know what I think? MLS is a little bit of a roller coaster. So we started quite well. We had a few difficult games. Obviously, the one in New York hurt a little bit. We didn't play very well. So yeah, coming back, we wanted to show what we can do against these guys. But you hit some peaks and valleys in MLS, and for an expansion team, we're going to have to do a good job of not getting too high after this win. And a few weeks ago, the guys did a great job of not getting too low and just burying their heads. So it's a big credit to the guys out there on the field. I mean, it was, in a game like today, we're able to jump on them early. It's hot, it's humid. They fought through it. They suffered a little bit together out there. Big credit to the fans kicking energy into these guys in the second half. But this is what it takes, and this is what it's all about for the season. So, as long as we can stay pretty consistent the whole year, that's what we're hoping for.
Doug?
Going back to the Super Draft in Los Angeles, I don't think any of the mock drafts had Julian Gressel going any higher than 15th, and y'all selected him 8th. Just go back to when y'all decided to pick him at 8th, and what was it that you liked about him, and just how he's fit into the team. So.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit more than just that. As we're building out the roster, we're looking at different positions of need. Obviously, we put together the team and had some guys in place. You come down to it, Julian also was a foreign spot, so we took that into consideration. But he scored a lot of goals at Providence. Can play in a few multiple positions, as you guys have seen. And, when it came down to it, as a group, we thought he'd be the best guy and most pro-ready to contribute this year because of his age. He went through the German youth system as well. So, and at the moment, he's playing well, which is great for us. But we've got to keep pushing him along. He's straight out of college. They have a 3-month season, so we can't kind of dump all the pressure on him and put everything on his shoulders. But he's contributing very well to our team right now.
Should be Sydney all the way down the left.
The kind of left in the shuffle, Alex Can, the way he's been playing of late. Now, once Brad gets into training, gets here to the U.S. to train with you all, how does that make that decision more difficult week after week? Who's starting that?
Yeah, again, obviously Tata's going to make that selection, but it gives him a little bit of a headache, right? Alec has been playing great, and I think something that has maybe or maybe not gone unnoticed a little bit with him is his distribution has been really fantastic. And, we talk about the attackers doing so well and scoring a lot of goals, but it starts from him and the defenders and the midfielders that distribute the ball and get it out up to the top so these guys can score. And I'll tell you what, we've been really proud of Alec and his distribution.
Center, Raphael, then Doug.
Raphael from the 3-point conversion. Talk about the fans. The fans been great. You all haven't moved to Mercedes-Benz yet, but here at Georgia Tech, the fans have been loud. And how has that been a big difference as far as going up against, the teams coming in and making it, I guess, hectic for them?
Yeah, that's been incredible. I think it's been amazing. I don't know if anybody ever expected this. You hear about the 30,000 plus season ticket holders selling out the games, and it just keeps coming. So you heard it today. The chants are loud. I mean, the atmosphere rivals anything around the world, which is great. Our fans come out on Memorial Day weekend. It's hot as heck out there and sit in the sun, and they're loud and giving the guys energy. So it's amazing. It really is, and it's fantastic for the city. It's great for our club. But, we're happy that we could get a few W's at home as well to keep them excited and keep them enthused. But yeah, we move over to Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and that's going to be a whole different ballgame. Everybody's going to want to see it. So I think it's, hopefully it continues to be a tough ticket. But for us, and these guys, it's great to play in front of an atmosphere like this. And if you talk to other teams that have been through here on the road, they speak very highly of the atmosphere, which is great.
Doug?
As a former defender, when you face a team that presses defenders like Atlanta United does that take more of a physical toll or kind of a mental toll on the guys in the back, worried about what they're going to have to do with the ball when they've got a really fast guy bearing down on them quickly?
So you're asking like New York today, how did they feel, so to speak?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. I mean, I think obviously with Tata's high pressure system that he's putting on the other teams, it takes a toll on us, right? The guys have to be mentally strong, when to press, when to close down, physically fit as well. But then you saw today it gave some other teams problems. Now, when we don't do it very well and we get broken down, we can leave ourselves exposed a bit. But I think each team deals with it differently. And today we were able to put them under pressure, and it worked well for us.
Last question is going to be Alex, third row there on the left.
Alex Massetti, Italian Football Daily. Let's talk about Carlos Carmona. He came in as almost an under-the-radar signing. He's fresh from playing in Serie A. Can you grade his contribution to the team so far in the early stage of the season?
Look, Carlos has been a big piece for us in the middle of the field. I think he's developed a nice relationship with Jeff next to him and in front of the back line. Sometimes he gets pushed a little bit higher, but he's a good professional. You see him out there when the ball comes to him, he always knows what's going on around him. Defensively, he gets in the way a lot, and yeah, he's not necessarily making big crunching tackles or dominating, but you think back a little bit to the Makaleli type, where he was just always around the ball, always in the way. But look, he's a good veteran presence. He's played for the Chilean national team, plenty of experience in Europe. So as an expansion team, he's an important piece for us right there in the middle of the field.
Thanks, guys.